Good morning. Last week I did the two videos you've just seen, and then I did another one, and unfortunately my phone had not enough storage on it and wouldn't let me connect them, wouldn't let me upload. So I've completely blitzed my phone. iCloud hadn't updated and things like this, so after a couple of days I managed to get it sorted. So I missed last Sunday's Make It Sunday, but obviously I've put up the post for the giveaway and other things, so I've done other videos this week. Anyway, the bit that's missing I'm going to do now, and our wee friend here from our Vicky is watching to make sure you're paying attention. That's because I'm using Vicky's bricks. So what I want to show you is when you go on some of the YouTube videos, they talk about a certain size of paper. And to me, we don't all want to use a 12 by 12, for example. Like this one I made, I actually did this on the live that Susie got me. It's quite a big folio, and in fact this is the size that I've done for the swap that I've sent from Friendly Junk Journal people, and they're lovely. They are really lovely, but they are quite large. If you're going to pop them into the middle of a journal, you're going to miss, you know, some of this, aren't you? Because when you sew it in, you can't get in to this bit. So to actually pin that in a journal, it's quite large. The only other way you can do that is to pop it in the pocket at the front. But we're all thinking about making little wee gifts to send to people at this time of year, because Christmas is coming up, and obviously in a couple of weeks you're going to want to have these things ready and made and ready to get sent off, particularly if you're doing international. So these ones are tiny ones. And what I did with these ones was I actually printed these without putting the backing colour on the back, so that you could actually see what they were like put together. And then yesterday I decided to just pop paper on here and inside, so you could actually see them decorated up. So obviously these are going to be in my gingerbread journal. Now in these you've got your tuck here, your pocket in here. Then you've got a pocket here, here and in here. So there, oops, stuck together in here. Okay, so you've got the 4 pockets there. Okay, and you can put an additional one on the front like I did here and here, make your own. And then at the back you've got another one just in here, okay, which is the same as the front. So there are your 4 pockets. Now this is another one I made. I'm not actually decorated this one up yet, but I've stuck chocolate drops in this one, and these will be going in my journal. Now these are so easy to do, providing you don't worry about measurements, because you know it's doing the 12 by 12. You're told, and I'm sure it's treasure books where they were first done, they say to you, you know, the lass says to you, do the fold at 5 5/8. Now sometimes your rulers might not have 5 5/8, and sometimes when you do on the 5 5/8 you're still out a little bit. It depends on how your paper works, because you know not all 12 by 12s are exactly 12 by 12. So anyway, I've printed off 2 of Vicky's brick kits, one on each side. Then I cut off the bits of white, folded them so I could make my square and chop down. So these are like about 8 inches across here, roughly. It's not an exact science. Anyway, once you get to this stage, which is where you will finish once you've made your square, because that's the way we did it at school, you turn it round to this bit. Now, the idea is to get a fold here and here. But what you need to do is you need to think about when you used to do napkins. So when you do your Christmas napkins, this is the sort of shape that you have, isn't it? You get this shape, like this. But you've got to think about these two matching. Now that's not going to work. So let's shove him back over a bit. bring this side in a bit, and you will find where it works, and then you will squash it down. So let's just get that on that side, get this on this side, and then you squidge them down. Okay, now this is so that you've got your lines on the other side. Okay, so open it up and you'll get all this pattern. Then this one will fold up onto that line, because you've already got your score lines, so you know exactly where you're going, and this one will fold onto there, and this is where you've got your pockets. Okay, now when you are doing these, you will need to put a little bit of glue in here to make that pocket, whether you are sewing or whether you are gluing. If you are gluing, then you're going to glue down here to hold that down, and you're going to glue up there to hold that down. If you're sewing, you just pop your little bit of glue in here and then you sew. Then you turn it this way, and this bit you just fold this over like this, and then fold it over at the other side like this, and then fold it in half. And this is where your other pockets are, just in here and in there. And that is how easy it is to do. So it's just a case of, while you're holding them in your hand, I'll just show you that again. Just think of making a napkin, because normally you make your napkin and you roll it round like this, don't you? This is how you normally make your napkin. You know, the ones that stand up, and then this bit you'll then tuck underneath. Well, you're not tucking underneath in this one. So just get it over. Don't squash it until you know these two bits here are marrying up. Sorry, I've got a lot of glue on my nails. I should have cleaned them off before I did the video. Okay, and then squash them so that you've got these two the same, because obviously when you're going to turn it over, that is where your back pocket and your front pockets are going to be, because they're where you're going to fold. Okay, and that's how you get your lines. It's so easy to do. It's better than having to measure, because otherwise, trust me, measuring, I've done it with the 12 by 12 and the 5/8 and everything else, and it didn't quite work out right. Now, Wendy, our lovely Wendy, thank you so much for going and supporting her group. I'm going to ask her to make sure that we can all post in her group as well. I didn't realise you couldn't post in her group the other day. She is over the moon that you guys have gone over to support her. She really is. And of course, Wendy was our first shout out, because she only had a few subbies, and she did that absolutely beautiful folio with the owl in, didn't she? Now, she had this one on her page. I will link her where she makes it, because it will also have the link of the girl who did it in the first place. Now, I've done these on white background, so you can actually see, this one's got a bit squashed, but never mind. So you can actually see where all the pockets and everything are. So you've got one in here, one in here, and one in here. And then when you glue it down, depending on how you glue it down, if you just glue there, you can have another one at the back. Okay, I did one on coffee dye paper, because I thought that looked really lovely. But that is the original size. That is the size if you use a full sheet of paper, be it letterhead or A4 paper. That is how big it is. So if you look at a journal, back with a snowman, yes, he has changed since the beginning of the video, because obviously that was last week. That's not a very good page to put it. Let's stick them on this page. You'll be able to see it better, won't you? Can you see it's going to fill a whole page up? So if you don't want to fill a whole page up, you want one that's smaller. Okay, so I cut mine down by 1/2 inch. Okay, and by cutting it down 1/2 inch, look at the difference it makes. Okay, so it's literally, that's your piece of paper, 1/2 inch off there and 1/2 inch down there. That is all you need to take off to get it a lot smaller. And it's exactly the same way of folding. So to fold this one, I love these bricks. And I'm so glad Vicky did a second lot. Okay, now when you're folding this, you twist it so that you've got a peak. Now here, okay, pyramid shape. Then you bring this up and you try and get these two pyramids here level, okay, like that. Okay. Then, once you've got that bit done, sorry, I'm just moving some bits out of the way so I can see where I'm going. Then, this comes over, and you want to make this about the same size as this. Okay. And then this one comes over that. And again, you want to try and get, you know, around about the same sort of size. Now, sometimes when you fold this, you might have, like here, a little bit hanging over. You just literally can either cut it off or glue that round the back. That is entirely up to you. But these are such lovely pockets. And I was really, really impressed. And as I say, you won't be able to see against Vicky's. You've got 1, 2, 3, you know, here. And you can do down here. And it is lovely. It is such a different pocket, and I love it. So I'll link the Wendy's video so you can go and see who the lass is who actually did it, because I really cannot remember. I've had my glands up and sore throat and headache and what have you when I had wee Niall a week ago. A couple of days later he was miserable. He'd got it, and he's obviously passed it on because I haven't been anywhere. Now, talking of pockets, our lovely Paulette has got another pocket out, another loaded pocket, and this is so cute. I just absolutely love this. I got this last night. Paulette sent it to me last night, so I ran it off this morning. I will be showing you it all in detail next week on next Sunday's make, and I will be playing with this, and also the blue Christmas with gnomes, and they are gorgeous gnomes. That is next Sunday's project. So if I just take out some of the ephemera, this is the envelope. Look how beautiful that is. Happiness is catching snowflakes on your tongue. I've always loved that saying. So this is just, I'm just going to pop the ephemera out, but the bits that I've just tucked in here so you can see where they go. Now, in the back here, you've got your pocket. Then you've got another one in here and one in here. Okay? Exactly the same as before, except obviously it's Christmas and it is really cute. So that's just a sneak peek of what Paulette has. It's about $2, $2.50, something like that. But this I'll be playing with next week, but I thought I'd let you have a sneak peek, as I told you she was going to do one, so you know what's going on. So that's the pockets done. So I'm sorry it's all been a bit disjointed this week, but since last week I have actually put in some extra bits in here, and I've glued these down and all sorts of different things. In here somewhere I've also put down these. I'm sure these are Mrs. Cogg's. I'm sure they are. And I actually printed them on paper and then use the tear ruler to get them cut out. And I've popped our cards in here, and that's one of the envelopes that we made a while back. So this journal is almost finished, so I'm really, really tickled pink about that. I've absolutely loved doing this, and I did decide to just stick the snowflakes on the front because I thought it didn't need a title. And the other thing I did was I started writing out some recipe cards to go in here as well, that I will show you when I do the final flip through. So hopefully, guys, you'll have an amazing Sunday. And from now on, I hope, seeing as I've deleted, I think it's about 10,000 photos off my phone, plus all the lives where, you know, when you first get an iPhone, sometimes it messes about, and when you go to click photo, it'll do those bursts. Well, quite a lot of the photos that I've had of the wee man, of wee Niall, have come through on bursts or on lives by, you know, where the wrong button's been hit. So it's all now on iCloud, and let's hope that all the videos will now upload without any problems. So have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful Sunday. I hope all those who celebrated Guy Fawkes night, Halloween night, had a lovely night. They were actually setting fireworks out in my garden right up against the kitchen window, and the poor cat nearly freaked. He was sat right under the kitchen table at my feet. I had to put music on quite loud, and that finished. And then next door, the kids next door started setting them off as well. I'm saying kids, they're at college. So the poor cat didn't have a very good night. Normally he's fine. But for some reason this year, it's obviously because he's getting so much older now. You know, he's 19. So he obviously just wasn't up to it this year. Poor cat. And I'm hoping Bin does really well. I really am. He seems to be the sort of guy that wants to be liked by everybody. He wants to not have discrimination and things like that. So he's hoping you get a much smoother ride over there, not so much controversy, and America can come back to being what America is at its heart. So thank you guys, thank you so much for being with me. Remember, I've got the giveaway going on, and I will link my giveaway video that I put up 2 days ago for anybody who's not had a chance to go and comment and join Paulette's group. Thank you to all those in TLC who have come over and supported me as well. It is just amazing. And I say there's the $10 gift certificate from Paulette up and my journal. So thank you guys, thank you so much. And thank you from Wee Man. He says, you know, I'm making sure she behaves herself, and I hope my brother's behaving himself too. So bye guys.